guys, and welcome to another episode of Question Block. And on the last episode, I asked, what microgame idea do you have for WarioWare Move It, either based on a Nintendo game or a completely different idea? So, WarioWare Move It was announced during the June Direct, and it looks very promising, and I was kind of shocked by it too, since we just got WarioWare Get It Together a couple years ago, and I'm really excited about it as well, since WarioWare is a very fun series, and it seems to be based on smooth moves as well, which is accepted by a lot of people to be one of the best games in the series. I loved Get It Together, but it's cool to see more of a motion control, gimmicky style WarioWare game, kind of like smooth moves, so I'm pretty excited about that, and there's a lot of potential for the microgames. Like, we already saw ones based on Super Mario 64 DS and Pikmin 2, so I'm really excited about this. So yeah, let's get into the responses here. So Mr. Magillanica Maven said, a cool Nintendo idea would be based on the arm select in when you start a round in arms. Just quickly pick a matching pair of arms in a few seconds, or since the next one will be like smooth moves, maybe quickly punch two targets, like in that game's target mode. Yeah, I think it would be cool to get some arms representation, and honestly, this is really the perfect game to kind of represent arms, since it is kind of using the motion controls in a similar way to how ARMS uses them. So I think that's really the perfect opportunity to reference ARMS, and that would be just really cool in general, probably like punching targets, like you said. I think that would be really cool, and since ARMS, I've heard it's a very underrated game, I want to play it at some point, so it would be cool to see it represented there. So, Wawmaster said, how about one where you're in an F-Zero machine and you hold both Joy-Cons in an upright position, like piloting a plane, to steer the way around the track? I'm thinking they could use the F-Zero GX theme, since the SNES theme has been referenced to death. Yeah, I definitely agree, especially with the fact that it would use the GX theme. Either the X or the GX theme would be cool. As much as I like the F-Zero SNES theme, you're definitely right on that with it being overused, and I think it has been used in past WarioWare games as well. So I think it would be really cool to see like some acknowledgement of F-Zero GX and kind of one where you can kind of move around the machine like that. I think that would be really cool. It would be one way where Nintendo could give us more F-Zero representation, even though they're not giving us a new game. Give like a morsel of content for F-Zero fans, kind of like how they did for Pikmin fans with the Pikmin 2 microgame back in Get It Together, but now we have Pikmin 4, so that's great. But yeah, that would be kind of nice to see, kind of funny to see F-Zero fans react, even though I also really want a new F-Zero game. So yeah, moving on. Toshi said, a Star Tropics microgame where you mimic the movement of Mike's yo-yo. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool as well. Star Tropics is yet again another highly underrated Nintendo game, and I know there is a select few amount of people who actually want a sequel to it, so I think that would be really cool to see a microgame based on it. And yeah, I should probably try out Star Tropics sometime. I think it seems like a pretty fun game, so yeah. Nate Clone said, a Kirby and the Forgotten Land themed game where you must point your Joy-Con at the proper enemy to inhale them and use their copy ability to solve a problem. For example, you have to inhale the hammer enemy to pound a steak, or the sword enemy to cut a rope. Yeah, that's a pretty creative idea, because it kind of lets you use like different abilities to kind of do different tasks, and it can kind of make the microgame more unpredictable when you're playing it like in the library of microgames to get a high score. I think that would be pretty cool. And I don't think there ever has been a Kirby microgame, so that would be really cool to kind of have the first Kirby representation in WarioWare as a Forgotten Land microgame. It's kind of weird that they haven't referenced Kirby before, because Kirby is partially owned by Nintendo, even though there is a whole thing with HAL and everything, but HAL is like really close with Nintendo as a developer, and they have had some like microgames based on games that aren't like directly developed by Nintendo or directly like under Nintendo's control and everything, like kind of like the Fire Emblem ones. But I feel like the Fire Emblem ones, I mean, to be fair, WarioWare is technically partially developed by Intelligent Systems, so that might be why, but I don't think there's any reason or anything stopping them from putting a Kirby microgame in WarioWare. I just love to see that, like either a Kirby microgame or even a Pokemon microgame, or even another example that I'm gonna get into in a little bit, which I'm kind of surprised hasn't gotten a microgame yet. But yeah. So Rod Marsim said, Super Mario Odyssey, where you'd have to throw Cappy to capture an enemy. Of course there would be harder ones to capture depending on the level. Yeah, I think that would be pretty interesting, since Super Mario Odyssey, again, has, like, similar motion controls to how, WarioWare Move It has, like, how, kind of like how ARMS had and everything. It would be perfect to have, like, Cappy. Like, either have Cappy, basically defeat a bunch of those smaller enemies, like mini Goombas, those little spiky enemies, or have Cappy actually capture an enemy. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, and it would definitely be pretty fitting. I feel like Super Mario Odyssey has been pretty underrepresented in a lot of games. Even though there has been a lot of references and things, I feel like it isn't like referenced to the likes of games like Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Sunshine. And since WarioWare has had a Super Mario Sunshine microgame, and then also like Mario 64, like Mario 64 DS and everything, I think it would be pretty cool to see like a Mario Odyssey microgame. We did get one for like a recent Mario-like game in Get It Together with Treasure Tracker, so I think it would be cool if Get It Together had one referencing Odyssey, since Odyssey is one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, Radish R said, a microgame where you eat garlic. Yes, of course, we need one of those. That's like a staple. Like, garlic is a staple of Wario-related media, so we definitely need one where you eat garlic. You could have one where you reach out with your arms to grab the garlic and then pull it towards your mouth to eat it. That would be perfect. We need one with garlic. Wario would definitely approve. So, Super Camborg said, DK Jungle Beats, Kong fights. I don't know the specifics, but we are both using Joy-Cons. I want a microgame where I can pummel an ape. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to have some representation for Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, since that game is pretty underrated in general, like when bringing up like the GameCube and everything. I know that's one game that some people like to talk about that's underrated and everything, so it would be cool to see some representation for that. I know WarioWare kind of often references Donkey Kong, like Donkey Kong Country and that franchise and everything, so one referencing Jungle Beat would be really cool, and it would definitely be fitting with the motion controls once again. So Joseph Walsh said, something based on Wii Fit, such as the jogging exercise. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Like, WarioWare also kind of references some of those more casual Nintendo experiences, like the Mii's and different things like that. So yeah, I think it would definitely be pretty cool to see one based on Wii Fit. As weird as it is compared to a lot of the others, I think that would still be pretty cool. And yeah, the jogging exercise would definitely work pretty well with the control method, so yeah. So, Multi-Fandom Fangirl said, a Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi themed microgame would be amazing. Yes, absolutely. I know we did technically have a microgame in the past called Paper Wario, but that wasn't really a reference to the Paper Mario series. It was just kind of just a joke as a reference, but I want to see an actual Paper Mario microgame, because like I said before, it's being developed by the same company, Intelligent Systems, and they have had multiple Fire Emblem microgames in the past, so I don't see why they couldn't have a Paper Mario related one. Like, maybe it's one where you throw like a can or a rock from the audience at Mario or his partner in Thousand Year Door. Maybe it can be one like in Super Paper Mario where you kind of twist in the 3D, or it could even be one where you use like the thousand-fold arms in Origami King or something like that. Or maybe one where you like smash the enemy with a hammer when like you're kind of holding the Joy-Cons in a motion like that. That would be really cool. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done that so far. I was really hoping there would be one and get it together, but here's another chance for them to put like a Paper Mario micro game. And then Mario and Luigi would also be really cool to see as well. I'm not sure what exactly they would do with it. The hammer idea could be one that they could do. Maybe one that references like one of the Bros attacks. Maybe even one based on Mario and Luigi Dream Team I just thought of, where it actually uses the Luigi-ary attacks. I think that's what it's called. Like the ones where you get like a bunch of like Luigis in Luigi's dreams. When you're in battle, and you can kind of like either roll a ball around or like move like lines of Luigi's to kind of build up a tower, things like that. I feel like the one where you kind of like roll a ball with like a bunch of Luigi clones would probably be the most fitting for this, since you use the gyro in a very similar way. So yeah, I think that would be cool. One of the Dream Team Bros attacks would definitely work pretty well. So yeah, I would really love to see some Mario RPG representation in WarioWare. So Olivine Branch said, since we're going back to motion controls, I'd love to see something based on Iwata's iconic direct gesture. It would be a really sweet tribute. Yeah, I think that would be really nice, since Nintendo, I feel like it would be really cool to see them do another kind of tribute to Iwata. I know they had like the mountain in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. That's like a tribute to him, but it would also be amazing to see like a reference to his direct gesture and everything. That would be perfect, since this game is kind of in a similar way to how Smooth Moves works. I think that would be a really nice tribute to Iwata in general. But yeah, so anyways, those are some of your ideas for micro games in WarioWare Move It. This game is looking to be very promising, and I'm really excited about it. And I don't think many people are talking about it, because Mario Wonder and Super Mario RPG Remake also got announced. So I kind of wanted to make a video about it to kind of bring this game to attention again, since I feel like there's not enough people talking about it. So yeah, so the next question is, what was your go-to multiplayer game during your childhood? So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server if you want to. Goodbye.